What's up guys, I'm Akila. Welcome to my channel. In today's video we're reviewing some of e.l.f.'s newest drops. I feel like every time I come on here and review an e.l.f. product, it's always like back to back. I feel like e.l.f. drops stuff continuously out the year. So today we have the new Hydrating Camo Concealer. We have Putty Eye Primers, the liquid glitter eyeshadow, halo glow setting powder. I had this for a while but I've never tried it, and I know they're now slowly putting them out on shelves, so I think it's perfect time to try them. And some of their Srlsy Satin Lipsticks. I haven't seen these in store, but it was new on Ulta, so I ordered them. Today we're just gonna have a full face of e.l.f. and we're just gonna try some new things. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I kind of look like a potato because I have on foundation. I have on e.l.f.'s Flawless Finish foundation. I have a review for this if you guys would like to see that. So I have that on. It's in Latte. I haven't used it in a while, so it kind of looks, I don't know, it kind of looks dark, but maybe it's because I don't have on any concealer. So we're gonna go ahead and try the new concealer. I looked high and low for this concealer, so I'm super excited that I'm finally reviewing it. It's the same component as the 16-hour camo concealer, but the only difference is that this one is going to be hydrating compared to this one. I've seen a lot of people complain about this concealer because it's drying. If you had dry under eyes, this wasn't for you because it is dry. But for me, for people like me who have creasy under eyes, like the fact that it dried so fast, it didn't really settle into any of my fine lines. Like I could put that on and not necessarily have to set it with powder. Like that's how fast it dries. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. I know they said that they have more shades this time around, or it's either more shades or different shade undertones. Usually when I order concealer, I try to get one that's my complexion and then one that's lighter. And I kind of went based on the colors that I had previously, and I kind of failed on that because these colors are pretty close, but there are different undertones. One is cool and one is golden. For the 16-hour camo concealer, I had deep olive, which was the one that I was like using as a highlighter, which is very golden. I loved it at the time when I got it, but when I look back at photos, like my under eyes looked super yellow and I don't use it anymore. Then I have deep chestnut, which was closer to my skin complexion, and I had tan latte, and this one I use for brightness. So between the two new shades that I have, I got deep olive, which is supposed to be the equivalent of the 16-hour camo, but they don't look the same, at least not in person. The 16-hour camo one looks a lot more yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it on my hand to see what the shades look like. Okay, these are the two new shades. Okay, this is deep olive and this is tan neutral. From looking at it, I think I'm going to use tan neutral for under my eyes. I'm going to compare the swatches to the matte concealer just so you guys can see what the colors look like now. Look how yellow this one is. This is from the 16-hour camo formula. If you have the 16-hour camo concealer and you want to try this, I'm not sure if they're all like that, but the shades aren't consistent. Like they're not the same shade anymore. I'm going to go ahead and put tan neutral under my eyes. It's kind of messy. Like every time I put the top inside of the concealer, like little blobs of concealer just shoots everywhere. Okay, I'm going to blend everything out with my Juno sponge as always. So far so good. Like it's looking really nice. Just like the matte concealer, it's giving me a lot of coverage. That looks good. Like a few seconds ago I was really matte because of that foundation, but now adding that concealer on top, it looks hydrating. I like that. That looks good. And it's not creasing like really badly. Like, that is good. For a hydrating concealer not to crease, it's amazing. I think I'm gonna go back in with one more layer just for good measure, like right in here. I think I'm gonna go back and get a lighter shade so I could put more brightness in my inner corner right here. And I'm gonna let that set for a little bit before I blend it out. Okay, I'm gonna set this all with my Anastasia setting powder. Elf does have setting powders, but setting powders make and break my under eyes, so I'm not even gonna do that to myself today. And I'm gonna kick off the rest of the powder using my Sephora Micro Smooth. This is just one of those steps in my makeup routine that, like, I don't play around with. And I don't really bake either. I just kind of like set everything and then I go in with my powder and kick it all off. Okay, so far everything's looking all right. It's not like amazing, but it's looking all right. Right now under my eyes are looking kind of dry, but I still want to use the Halo Glow setting powder. And then after I put this on, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some setting spray to like even out this powdery look. I have 2 of the powders. In total they have 3. The dark one to me has a lot more shimmer than the other one that I have. That's a lot of shimmer. I have it right here. I'm not sure if you guys could see it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to swatch a powder, but I don't know if you guys could see the sheen. I think I might use that as my bronzer today because it looks like it has enough pigment to do that. And for the next one I have it in medium, and this one doesn't have that much sheen to it, so it's kind of confusing. I don't see any glitter in this one at all. That one looks a little ashy, so it's right here. I'm not putting that all over my face. So yeah, I'm just gonna use the deep one. Well, it's called dark. I'm gonna use the dark one as a bronzer. Yeah, that's definitely adding a glow. Probably shouldn't have used it on my nose since it's shiny and I have textured skin on my nose. This eye is having a little bit of creasing. I don't know if I didn't set it right, but I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of powder just to shove into those creases. Usually that helps me when I get creases. Like, I just put more powder and make sure it gets into those fine lines. I'm gonna do the other one just because I need things to look even. While that's setting, we could go ahead and look at the Putty Eye Creams. Last week I did a review on the new Putty Primer, so I'll link that at the top if you guys would like to see that, and down below. When I went on the e.l.f. site and I was looking at the primers, I seen that the original Putty Primer, they were saying that you could use it on your eyes too. So I guess they just decided to come out with like a smaller pot of it. I've seen some people comparing it to MAC's primer pots. I don't know what it's called because I've never tried it before. So yeah, I got it in the shade Cream. This is Cream, and I also got it in White. And they have other shades, but I'm not sure if they're all listed on e.l.f. site. I know Ulta does have them too. And there's some shades that's exclusively sold online, like you can't find them in store. I'm gonna swatch them just to see what they look like, if it's even worth buying different shades. Okay, so this is Cream. That definitely does look like a good base. White is definitely giving you that white base realness. Like, okay, I see you, e.l.f. I'm not really going too crazy or heavy on the eyes today because I do want to use the liquid glitter eyeshadow, and I'm not doing heavy color today. Okay, so I'm going to use Cream, and I'm putting it on like a domed concealer brush. That looks good. For like an eyeshadow base, I'm going to take my sponge and blend that out. I think it might have setting powder on there. Fail. I don't typically use bases. You guys probably could see that because this looks a hot mess right now. Next time I use that, I'm going to use my fingers because That looks a blotchy hot mess. It pretty much dried. It's not giving me like that tacky eye base feel. It's dry. This glitter eye base is kind of like a forest green shade, and it's in the shade Dirty Martini. I should have called it Dirty Money. Anywho, I'm just gonna use the Dose Francation palette for a crease shade. I'm gonna use this shade right here. Well, you definitely could see that. Like, I'm not really a eye base girl. I just set my eyes with some concealer and I just go in. So seeing how pigmented these shadows look now that I have a base on is different for me, because I really loaded this brush up and just packed it on. It's looking rough. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on all over my eye. I know this glitter eyeshadow is gonna save me because I botched this. I'm gonna use this dark brown shade right here for depth. Let me just stop adding stuff and start blending, because look at that. Just to be safe, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. I'll give you guys a swatch of it first. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand and then go into it using a brush because I'm scared. I don't want to mess it up. Now seeing how it performs and try to like move it around, it's not giving me that vibe. So I'm gonna go in directly with this. It has like little specks of silver and like copper glitter. And like once you press it in, you can see the glitter more. Okay, so I also have these two e.l.f. lipsticks. They're kind of looking the same right now. Okay, the box just says that it's a silky smooth satin lipstick and it's supposed to have a lot of color payoff. This is cocoa. This one is cider. They do feel creamy and buttery, and they do have a lot of pigment. I don't know which one I want to do. I could easily do either one. I'm gonna do cocoa. These lipsticks are $3 and there are other shades. These are just the ones I chose. Like once you get them going, like it goes on really smoothly. Okay, so that was everything that I had to try out. So let's go ahead and do a recap of everything. The concealers are good. If you like the camo concealer and you just wanted to get a hydrating version of that, it's definitely hydrating and there is coverage. I like it, but it's not my favorite. It wouldn't be the concealer that I would pack if I was going out of town. It's good, but it's not my favorite. But it is good for that $6 price tag. I did like these liquid eyeshadow, what is called liquid glitter eyeshadows. I think I'm gonna get more of them. I think these were like $6. It might be like 6 different shades in this collection, and I do like them. It's just easy to like just pop on your eye and go. And the putty primers. Me being a girl that doesn't use bases, I had a hard time with it. Like I didn't really know what to expect. Sometimes I use the P. Louise base, rarely, but for me that one's more like a concealer, so I'm used to that wet sticky feeling. But this one, it kind of dried really fast, and then I didn't think my eyeshadows were going to be as intense as it came out. I'm not used to that. I've never seen my shadows look so pigmented, so that's definitely a good thing. I think I need to use it more so I could be more accustomed to like using a base. I like the lipsticks. They were $3. You can't go wrong with a $3 lipstick. Oh, and the glow powder, unless you can find one that's close to your skin tone or that will work to set your whole face, I don't really see the point of it, but I did like using it as a bronzer. So yeah guys, that wraps up today's review. I'm pretty sure I'll be back in like a week or two when e.l.f. drops something else for me to review. But that wraps up today's video. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.